Hey guys, Mrs. Dan's here. So today we're on lesson 10, still dealing with word problems and writing equations and inequalities that go with that situation. We will just do about 4 problems today. I picked out the problems that maybe tend to give students more of a hard time. Once we're done with these 4 problems, you will then work with a partner and finish up. And whatever you don't finish in class, you finish for homework. Make sure you write this objective on the lines that we are creating equations and inequalities in one variable and use them to solve problems. And notice that I am just jumping around. I'll do number 5, 4, 9, and 1. So on number 5, it says Ben had twice as many nickels as dimes. So we need to write some let statements that are dealing with these nickels and dimes. Altogether, Ben has $4.20. How many nickels and how many dimes did Ben have? So when I write my let statements, I like to be very specific. I'm going to let X equal the number of dimes. Notice how I don't say just let X equal dimes. I'm very specific, saying that is the number of dimes. That helps me in the end after I solve the equation. If I get a decimal answer, I know I'm wrong because I can't have a decimal number of dimes. So that's how come I like my let statements to be specific. The nickels, he has twice as many nickels as dimes, so that would be a 2x for the number of nickels. And then here's a huge mistake that people make. Don't write this. Too many people say x plus 2x equals $4.20. And that's a very false statement. Remember that this is the number of dimes and this is the number of nickels. The number of coins can't be a decimal. It's the value of the coins that's the decimal, right? So please be so careful. Let me show you the correct way of writing this. You could do this with me now. I like to say that whenever we're dealing with these money problems, like coin problems, dollar problems, even items that cost money, I always say that it's the worth of the item, how much it's worth, times its let statement. How much the item is worth times the let statement. That's what has to be put into my equation. So how much are dimes worth? Hopefully you said 10 cents. So in math, when we're writing 10 cents, it's a point 10. So the worth of the dime is 10 cents and the let statement is X. Now to get a all together to get $4.20, I'm going to now add on how much are nickels worth. Hopefully you said 5 cents, and you know hopefully 5 cents is a 0.05, right? Not a 0.5, that would be 50 cents. And multiply it by its let statement, which is a 2x. And now this will give me a value of $4.20. So this is a super important question that you better know how to do. Make sure you go back to these notes when you're doing any kind of money problems. So let's simplify this. This is just 0.10x. And if I simplify this, 0.05 times 2, that's also 0.10x. Combine these like terms. That's a 0.20x equals $4.20. Divide both sides by 0.20. And what is $4.20 divided by 0.20? You could always use your calculator if you need it. Of course, I can't move anything. $21. So remember, we were trying to find the number of dimes. So since x turns out to be 21, I'm pretty happy. It's a whole number. There are 21 dimes. Remember, there are 2 times x for the number of nickels, so that's a 42 nickels. And that's it. So make sure you go back to this problem whenever you're doing many money type problems. Next will be number 4. The only thing that gets people on this is because they're speaking with fractions. You should not be upset with this 1/2. It says if 1/2 of a number. Do you know what the number is? I don't, so I'm going to let x equal the number. And now I'm going to translate. I'm going to read the English and write it in math. If 1/2 of a number is 8 less than 2/3 of the number, what is the number? Now, again, so many of you solve these problems incorrectly. Just deal with these fractions, please. This isn't so bad. Just subtract 2/3 x from both sides. If you don't know how to do 1/2 minus 2/3, which I wish you would, but remember, if you don't know how to, you have that calculator. Let me just remind you that the fraction button is when you hit alpha, y equals, and enter. So if I do 1/2 minus, and then I do alpha, y equals, enter, that would be minus 2/3. The answer is negative 1/6. So negative 1/6 x equals negative 8. And now we have to multiply both sides by the reciprocal. I'm going to multiply by a negative 6/1 so that x equals 48. And that's the answer. Next, I wanted to do number 9. Jen decides to do at least, so that's your hint that there'll be an inequality here, 101 sit-ups total in 5 days. If each day she does 2 more sit-ups than the day before, at least how many sit-ups must she do on the first day? So I don't know how many she does on the first day. Let's let x equal the number of sit-ups on day 1. And then remember, each day she does 2 more. So the next day it will be x plus 2. And she's doing this for 5 days. So she keeps on adding on 2. I'm not going to keep on writing all this out. Number of sit-ups, day 3. Number of sit-ups, day 4. Number of sit-ups, day 5. All right, so Jen decides to do at least 101 sit-ups. So all of this stuff over here must be at least, so my inequality is wrong, must be at least 101, which means it could be greater than or equal to 101. And I'm going to add the x plus the x plus 2 plus the x plus 4 plus the x plus 6 plus the x plus 8. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 x plus 20. And then we solve it. So I'll subtract 20 from both sides. Divide both sides by 5. X is greater than or equal to, what is 81 divided by 5? I say it's 16 1/5. Or if you picked up your calculator, you'd get 16.2. But we have to answer the question, at least how many sit-ups must she do on the first day? Is she really going to do 16.2 sit-ups? So x has to be greater than or equal to 16.2. So that would mean 17 sit ups. She would have to do 17 sit ups on the first day. Okay, she must do 17 sit ups on day one. And then lastly, I wanted to do number one. So Seth has one less than twice the number of compact discs, which are really CDs, which you guys don't even use anymore, uh, that Jason has. Seth has one less than twice the number of CDs than Jason has. It probably should be a than there. Anyway, let's let X equal the number of CDs that Jason has. And then we could do what Seth has, because Seth has one less than twice what Jason has. One less than twice the number that Jason has. Now, Raul has 53 more than Jason. So Jason was X, and Raul has 53 more. So these are our let statements for the three boys that have these CDs. This part of the problem helps us write our equation. If Seth gives Jason 25 CDs, okay, so maybe we want to like label all of these let statements as like in the beginning. In the beginning, this is what they have. Maybe we'll have different let statements for afterward. So if Seth gives Jason 25 CDs, do you agree that Seth is losing CDs? So if Seth had 2x minus 1, and now he's giving away 25 CDs, now Seth has this 2x minus 26 is what Seth has afterward. And then remember that Seth is giving the CDs to Jason. So don't you agree that now Jason just got 25 CDs? So Jason had X, and now he just got 25 CDs. So this is Jason. Again, this is afterward. So now we can write the equation, because after Seth gives Jason the CDs, they have the same number. So this X plus 25 that we wrote for the afterward now equals the 2X. This is supposed to be a minus 26, I'm noticing, right? Negative 1 minus 25 is a negative 26, minus 26. And then we solve this. I'm going to subtract X. I'm going to add 26. X is 51. How many CDs did each of the boys have to begin with? So I'm going back to these let statements, back in the beginning. Jason had 51. Seth had 2 times 51 minus 1. That turns out to be 101. And then Raul has 51 plus 53, which is 104. So Raul has 104, Seth has 101, and Jason has 51. So for the rest of the period, you should work on the problems that we didn't do. And I will answer questions when I see you. Make sure you finish it up for homework. So have a good day. Talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.